Hi, I'm Mike, and this is Dessert Dice. To play Dessert Dice, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to deal a secret dessert icon tile to each player. So I'll take these 4 tiles, I'll shuffle them up, I'm going to deal 1 to my other player Luke, and 1 to myself, and these other 2 will be discarded. I'll show you the camera. Go ahead and close your eyes, Luke, which tile I have. And Luke, why don't you show the camera what you have? Okay, of course you can look at yours. The next thing we do to set up is we roll all of the dice. If you roll those for me, Luke. Great. We'll put these here so that they're all hopefully in the shot. And from this point on, we can't change the orientation of these unless they're on the board. And then we're going to take turns. On our turn, we can either place one of the dice onto the board, or we can move a die that's already on the board. Notice that there's 4 kinds of dice. They're color-coded, plus this extra guy, the blank one, which is green, like it's your vegetables. So to start, I'm going to place this die here. Okay. And then I might put this one here. I'll put here. So as we play, a big part of the strategy is to make sure that the dice that we put in are in a good position, either where we put them or so that we can rotate them into a strong position on a subsequent turn. I'll tell you that I think that I've deduced that Luke is probably playing as the blue macarons, but maybe I'm wrong. Luke, do you have any idea who I'm playing?
I'm thinking the roles, but...
Well, we'll see. Your turn. Okay, so that's an interesting play. Why don't I do what? Move. And by tipping, we change both the square the die is in and which faces up. Notice that the icons on opposite sides of the dice are always the same, so I can always sort of look, if it's not easy to look in between the dice, to know what symbol will be showing when I tip it. Let's... That's right, and he can absolutely move a die immediately after I've placed it. What I'm not allowed to do, however, is move it directly back to where it was. I've got to do something else this turn. On a future turn, I can go ahead and do that, but I can't do it yet. So, I'll drop this guy into here instead. Yeah. Now this is interesting. It looks like Luke is mostly playing offense here. He's trying to disrupt my fortification. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can do something like this. Oh, interesting. I'm going to disrupt him with my, put that vegetable dye over here far away from what I'm trying to do. Ah, an opportunity. Maybe. Move that guy back into a good spot for me. And then what? Let's see. Ooh, if he's ice cream, if he's been playing me, I'm going to be very, very sad. But let me I'll put this here. Notice that it's important that I can rotate it this way, which is going to matter so that when it comes to tipping it into adjacent squares. But I can't change which face is pointed upwards. And we're just going to keep fighting over that square, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and drop this into here, into the spot, and hopefully that'll stop this back and forth. Okay. Well, that tells me he's probably not playing as ice cream. Let's so do I think a cluster of 3 is going to be big enough to win? I don't know. I'll remind you that the way to win is to make sure that you have the biggest cluster of your dessert icons showing. The cluster being things that are orthogonally adjacent to one another. So I have a cluster of 3 if I'm cinnamon rolls. I'm not very good at keeping secrets while I'm narrating. While Luke, if he is macarons, only has 1, but he could turn it into 3 pretty quickly. So I'd like to see if I can disrupt that a little bit. I'll do it with ice cream.
Take advantage of that.
Ruh-roh. Okay, I better do something else here. What can I do? I think I'll do this.
I can still get a 3 cluster.
There is still a 3 cluster, but then what else can I do here? I can, well, I'll do that. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put these macarons in places that are less useful for you. Okay, you got that out of there. I'm not sure that was the right play, because now I can slide into here. I'm going to disrupt you here.
And I can't just roll it back.
Yep, you can't just roll it back. And he's out of macarons to place, and so he can't just fill the gap with something that he liked. He used all those too early, didn't you? Your turn. We're almost done. Remember, the game ends when the last die gets placed onto the board. Oh, interesting. Okay. Now, I think I better fill that gap with something less than useful for my young opponent here. Uh-oh. Moving with a purpose. I think the writing is on the wall. I think I've won. So I'll go ahead and fill this, unless he has some combination of tips that I haven't seen. I'm going to keep trying to run out the clock on him.
Cluster.
I think it's over. Is it over? Oh, If you're Jello, I'm gonna be very sad. I'll drop this in here and we'll find out. All right, let's show what we are. Okay, whew. Notice that if he had been Jello, he would have made a 4 right at the end and snuck the victory from me. I've got the scrolls, so I have a cluster of 3.
I've
The
got
biggest macaron cluster is
a cluster of 2.
just 2 down here in the
I
corner.
almost got a 3.
Almost right there in the middle. And that's how you play dessert dice. So thank you very much for watching, and yeah, that's all.